Hello, Internet. This is Whispering Whim, bringing you another grocery haul today. We recently picked up a Sam's Club membership, so it was an extra long shopping trip because I was doing a lot of price comparisons. So I'm a little worn out, but that's all right. So I'll kind of tell you some of the things that I found that were cheaper and some of the things that were more expensive. First up, some tomatoes. I love these little greenhouse tomatoes. My grandfather used to grow tomatoes back in Kansas, and I fell in love with so many different kinds. I feel like those big, meaty ones that the supermarkets usually sell are kind of subpar, but these kind are good. Greenhouse tomatoes. And this was about $6, so probably the same price as what I would find kind of per ounce at a grocery store, but these were not in stock at the grocery store, so yay me. Next up, a gigantic bag of carrots. It was only $3 for this whole bag, and we eat a lot of carrots, so I'm kind of excited to not peel and cut because usually I save some money by buying the whole carrots, and I get to be lazy until these run out. And that was a Sam's Club buy. This whole cooler bag is Sam's Club. I went there first because I wasn't familiar with their prices. So I'm hoping everything stayed cool enough while I did the rest of my shopping at Winco. Next up is some steak. It's a few cents per pound cheaper there, and for a superior cut. So I was excited about that. And then let's see what else. I've almost forgotten already. It's been such a long morning. We got some eggs. This whole bin was $2. So that was definitely cheaper than the supermarket. Stuck at the bottom of my freezer bag was a giant package of chicken tenderloins. I could have saved myself some money or more money if I had gone for the breasts, the bigger pieces, but I like that these are really trimmed nicely. I don't see too many fat or skin parts, so I think it was worth, I think it was like an extra 50 cents a pound to save me that trouble later on. And of course, there's always an impulse buy. I got a giant bag of pistachios. I think this was the most expensive thing that I got at Sam's Club. But I don't treat myself to pistachios very often. And I'm planning on getting a little more hardcore with making lunches for myself and not just other people. So I'm going to incentivize myself by adding some pistachios to my lunch. And to go along with that thought, I have some meal prep containers. I was looking at lunch boxes and, maybe just getting more Tupperware, but I like how this has sort of everything condensed into a pretty small package, because I have enough to carry around work as it is. So I'm excited to try these containers out. I hope they're good. It was $10 for 2 sets, so not the cheapest thing I've ever bought, but apparently they were originally $16, so maybe I got a good deal. Everything else I got at Winco, either because it was cheaper or because I just didn't need bulk, or in some cases there were a few things I didn't even find at Sam's Club. I'm almost wishing I had gone with Costco. But anyways, first up, bottle of wine and a little bottle of sake just to kind of shake things up a bit. And then got some toasted sesame oil. This one has ginger and black pepper added. Kind of slice up cucumbers and you toss them in a little bit of the oil and some rice vinegar. And it's a very refreshing, low-calorie snack. Well, it can be high-calorie if you put too much oil in. Everything in moderation, right? And then a boring old can of tomatoes. I almost said potatoes. And that finishes off my little baby bag there. I really love this thing for carrying bottles. The first item in my next bag is a giant thing of lettuce. I've started making my own croutons, and they're so delicious that we've been eating more salad, which I'm going to call a win for sure. Some freezer pizza, and a little bag of mozzarella cheese. If you've hung out with me enough, you know that I usually buy giant amounts of cheese, large amounts of cheese rather. And I got a little bag, and there's going to be some string cheese somewhere, and that's it. I hope the boy will be okay with a low cheese week. Moving right along. Some pepper bacon. This time it was wrapped properly by a very attentive person. And then I got some cabbage. I'm going to finally cook up that corned beef that I got, I think it was last month, while it was on sale. The stuff lasts forever. But it's kind of weird to see it every week and not cook it, so I'm just going to cook it. Butter. And let's see if I can fit one more thing in my arms before we have to do a reload. It goes. Next, we have half and half. And here's something that surprised me. When I was shopping at Sam's Club, they did not have the half-gallon size. They only had the smaller one. You know, so it was kind of a flip-flop from the normal expectations, right? Thought that was kind of odd. Got some corn, nice frozen corn there. And last but not least, for that bag, anyways, some lovely hummus. I just got the plain kind today. We've been going through and eating like garlic and chili pepper and all the fancy flavors, but I kind of wanted to keep it simple this week, month, whatever. Now you may notice that this is a new bag and it's nice and giant. I bought it at Michael's. I stopped there before I went to Sam's Club, and I saw these and it was $3, and it's a good size. I kind of needed another bag to help make sure that I didn't use any plastic ones, right? So it was a good find. And I had a coupon, which is the only reason why I went. Saved myself $11.50 with my coupon. A $2 shirt. And this is why I went to Michael's in the first place. It's a easel, a photo stand. I'm going to start selling my craft projects next month, and I'm working on display stuff. And I needed an easel that had some weight to it. I got some at the dollar store forever ago, and I thought they would work, and they really don't. Sometimes quality matters. And this is normally a $20 stand, so I was happy to get it for like $11. It's pretty good deal in my opinion. And then every store gets an impulse buy. I think that's just a new rule that I've made up right now. These are plain cards. I do printmaking on top of all my other activities. I like to fill my days, obviously. But these are just plain cards, which usually they have some sort of decoration on them. And they were only $6 for a pretty large set, so I think it was a worthwhile investment. Don't have any plans yet, but I will. And then hiding at the very bottom of this oversized bag, I wish I'd used this bag for grocery shopping, is some piping tips. At work, my boss went on maternity leave, and we all kind of swapped jobs a little bit or overlapped in different ways, and I was lacking a couple of tips. So I've got a speed icer and just some regular basic, flower tips. And I have a version of all of these, but when you make cakes, sometimes you get very specific with the shape or design that you want. So like this one's just a tiny bit smaller than one that I have at work. So yeah, work benefited from my sale, or my coupon rather. We do have to buy a lot of our own supplies, and that's pretty standard at least in this town, for bakeries. So this is like, I don't know, $8 worth of stuff. And I keep reaching down to find something else to pull up. But this bag is empty already. We still have several bags to go though. Like I said, it was a very big trip. Part of the reason for that is, as I had mentioned, my boss went on maternity leave. So I've been putting in more hours. So I kind of saved a lot of my shopping for today. Got me some Not Your Father's root beer. Definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. Some good old celery. And some fruit cups. And donuts for the boy, because he loves his donuts. Got strawberry flavor this week. And then I didn't even set this on the counter because I needed all the space I could get. But I picked up more grapefruit. This is the third bag I've gotten in like a month. I am really obsessed right now. Moving right along. I got the cheapest of cheap coffees. Just haven't been drinking that much of it. But I like to keep it in stock. Guests or the boy or whatever. Got some curry powder, or rather curry sauce mix, and some onions, the cucumbers I was telling you about, and jalapenos. And then to finish off that bag, the string cheese as promised. At the top of this one, some tortilla chips, and jalapeno kettle cooked potato chips. I'm really fumbling over my words today, aren't I? And then for the lunches, there are some protein bars and fiber bars, because food is just better in bar form, I guess. I got some white beans, plan on making a chili, and I forgot to pick up the ground beef. I realized that on my way out, and I left. We can get it another day. Caesar dressing, for all those yummy, yummy salads. And some gluten-free chips. And then this very crinkly bag is potatoes. Specifically little tiny potatoes that I can throw in the corned beef whole, and I won't have to peel. Some sugar peas. And little baby pepperonis to brighten up the lunches a little bit. And that brings us to my final bag. I had to use plastic. Everything else was used up. Although I am down a bag because it got claimed for board games. But anyways, got some Triscuits and a big old thing of oil. And then another guilty pleasure for me, little potato strings. My mom used to buy these and she would hide them because they were her favorite. So it was like a special treat to come across them and I would steal them. And I think that I'm mostly fond of them because of the memories more than the flavor, because it's just potato. But it was forbidden potato. I wanted to try these out. They're a little pricey. Think Thin's unwrapped protein bites. But what I like is that you can kind of, I hate eating a whole protein bar. It just makes my stomach feel heavy. But I do want to start working out soon and just kind of taking better care of myself. So I'm going to give these things a try. I don't have high hopes, but we'll see. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I've got some potato salad, specifically deviled egg potato salad, and I'm the only one who likes that, so I get to eat the whole container myself. I picked up some more couscous, just for variety's sake. And then some avocado. Again, just trying to give myself tasty options for lunch. And last but not least, a clove of garlic. And that is the end of that bag, which is also the end of my shopping trip. I did pretty well for myself. I think I spent less than $200 between both stores and definitely got enough food for a few weeks. I don't think it'll last a whole month, especially because I forgot that ground beef, but it'll be good, right? As always, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate all the lovely comments and the new subscribers and everything, so it really means a lot. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful night.